You guys know creepersedge? He makes catching hackers, factions, has a series called Hide and Hunt, and many other videos. But there's this particular series I want to talk about, which is his Minecraft War series. This series began on October 11th, 2017. And pretty much the idea of the series was a server with a mod pack with mods mostly related to war stuff. There were guns, vehicles, missiles, and many other things. You can make and join a team, you can raid a base, you could go to war with someone. There was a lot of things you can do. I started to watch the series around the time when the first season came out. And at the time of this recording, the series is still going, years later. And like me and many other people, we also wanted to join. But the problem is, this was a private server. And pretty much the only way you can get in was by a giveaway, which I don't really know when they do it. And like most people, I don't usually win giveaways. If you know someone who's on the server, you can ask them, which I don't have. Or you're a YouTuber. Wait. I mean, do I pass? If anyone is on this server, can I join? Please? But knowing that I probably can't join, I still wanted to play something similar to it. And when someone was asking people to join their fan-made version of the series, I decided to give it a try. And here's how it went. By the way, we're doing this in the style of Luke Notable and Socks for One in their Minecraft 100 Days Challenge. And 200, and 300, and 400, and the many more hundreds. Except we're not doing it in hundreds, but in 7 days. And it's not going to be even counted as Minecraft days, but me playing 1 to 2 hours a day. Alright, day 1 was the start of the server. And to tell you the truth, I didn't have much of an idea of what I was going to do, because I didn't know like 98% of the mod pack. Like, I literally made the mistake of thinking that this was coal, but it wasn't. And I still don't really know what that is. I looked down into a ravine, and there were 2 ores that I recognized, iron and coal. Another one I assumed was copper, which I was actually right. But the other 15 types of different ores, well, okay. Titanium. Oh, is that titanium? No, tantalum. I don't even know what that is. Like, I can't even say it right the first time. But you know what they say? If you don't know what most ores do and what they're useful for, then you mine them all and research them later. Or the other way around. Quoted from me. After mining for like a good 30 minutes, I left the ravine, and so I went on a search to find a place to make my base. And pretty much a quick summary of my journey was, I found an antenna tower, and when I mined the blocks it gave me steel ingots. Found a crash plane near the antenna tower, which I took. Then found a bomb sticking out of the ground near the crash plane. Then met a person near the bomb who was checking up on me, and I wasn't really sure who that was. But if you guys know who that is, then let me know. He told me the bomb didn't do anything and left after that. And then, near the place that I met the person, my friend and my teammate told me he couldn't get on, so I was solo. Which, by the way, we have a team name. It's Hello. That's literally our team name. And by the way, remember when I said about that satellite I found like 30 seconds ago? I found an airstrike detonator, and those things can be pretty deadly, I think. Why am I bringing up this now? I'm not sure. Found a swamp and decided to make my base there. Inside a hill. Okay. Moving on. Day 2, and I learned that steel ingots can make guns. Unfortunately, the steel ingots that I found from the satellites weren't enough. So I went out to search for more. Never mind. I'm gonna go mining. And I also decided to try to make my own steel ingots. But to do that, I needed a blast furnace. And an ore that I needed was tungsten. And I don't even know what that is and where you find that. Also, like, inventory space was like a bit of a problem. There were more different types of ores that my inventory can carry. But we'll deal with that later on. After mining for a bit, I headed back to base. And guess what? I found a whole ton of tungsten. But then I realized I needed something called copper plates. And I didn't really know how to make that. There's a lot of things I don't really know how to make in this mod pack. Apparently I needed to make a burner press, which was fairly easy to make. No, not that one. The other one. But then I needed another thing, which was stone plates. And I needed a machine template, which I didn't have enough resources to make that. But Kiona, you might be saying. I'm sure you would find lapis easily in that ravine and found sugarcane along the way. And yes, I'm pretty sure I did find those things. But you know why I didn't pick them up? Because I had no inventory space. While I was thinking of what I was gonna do next, I suddenly heard the sound of chest opening. Somebody was in my base. Oh, he scared me. It was just the same guy who I met on the first day. I told him I needed a machine template, and they actually gave me one. So thank you to the person that I still don't know your name, but there's some kind of mod that hides the player's name tag, and I didn't see you type in chat. And the voice chat that I was supposed to show your name was being blocked by the map, and the person teleported away soon after that. Now I can finally make those copper plates. Wait, I also don't really know how to use this. Day 3 was the day when I got radiation. I was still researching on how to make copper plates, but then all of a sudden I started to get all these effects like slowness, weakness, nausea, hunger, and poison. Wait, why is that poisoning me? But then I realized I had uranium on me. But even when I took that out, I still had radiation. I asked in chat about this, and someone answered me and told me that radiation doesn't leave you unless you die or you have a player decontaminator. Which, guess what? I don't have enough resources to make that. So there was really only one choice. And I respawned back to spawn. Hello? Hi, can you help me a bit? Can you help me? Do you have food? Yeah.
If what?
No, I'm like out of hunger.
Oh.
Yeah, I got hit by radiation from uranium, and now I had to kill myself. Huh? What?
That's a big oof.
Hi. How are you?
Hello.
You doing good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is this like first time on your server, or have you been on here?
This is the first time ever.
Well, cool. I just died of radiation, so that was great.
Wait, I'm just gonna turn up the volume. Try talking now.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Hello. Back away, I'm putting down a jet. Back away.
Hello?
Oh no! Oh no!
I was about to steal his jet.
Alright, bye! Okay, you two, don't crash. Please don't crash.
Oh, I am crashing.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. I made it back to base and finally made those stone plates. But when I put everything in there, it still didn't work. I asked again in chat, and the same guy who told me about the radiation was asking me if I was trying to make a blast furnace, and I said yes. So the person asked me to go to spawn. So I expected we were gonna trade, but I also didn't know what we were gonna trade. So I took as much ores as my inventory can carry. And that's when I learned that there was a /spawn command. I met him and he actually gave me the blast furnace for free. So thank you for giving me that blast furnace. I started to return back to base, when suddenly I started to get all those radiation effects. Again, what is going on? Are you serious? Because I accidentally brought uranium with me. Well, I think I'll survive. Nope, I wizarded away. Yeah, definitely not gonna bring that with me anymore. I got back from base, made those steel ingots, and finally made my first gun on the server, a Vector. I also made the bullets and the magazines for it, and did a test run with it. Did it work? Oh! Oh, it did work! I think I should not like use. The next thing I wanted to do was try to fly the plane that I found. Problem is, I didn't know how to fly a plane. So I hopped into a new world. Made my own runway, so it wasn't really much of a runway, and tried to fly for the first time. I'm sure I can do this. Wait, no, come back. Eventually, after the second attempt, I actually managed to fly the plane. I found out how to use one of the weaponry, and I had some fun with using it. But then I realized, I didn't know how to land. Great. This took a couple tries. I did it! Come on. I think. Oh. Huh. But I managed to do it, and I finally learned how to fly a plane in Minecraft. I hopped back into the server, and grace period was over. And right when grace period was over, people started to have war with each other. Like, people were probably going guns blazing, helicopters machine gunning people, planes bombing people. And you know what happened to me when the grace period was over? I got killed by a bandit. After that, I decided to go do some farming. I wanted to go mining for a while, because pretty much I didn't have enough resources to make a lot of things. But inventory space was a problem. So what I needed was something called a knapsack. I had everything like the leather and the gold, but I needed something called iron tough rods. And I didn't know how to make that. So I decided to ask around if anyone would trade me some. And somebody told me they could. But they wanted ender pearls, and I didn't have any. So they asked me if I had any copper, which I actually did. But by the time I answered, they left. Day 4 and the person still wanted ender pearls. I saw in chat that a team was going to the end, so I asked one of them if they can trade me some ender pearls, and he told me that he'll give me some later. I still decided to ask around if anyone had ender pearls, and somebody told me that they had ender pearls, but they told me that they will get it from the end. Wait, is this the same team? Anyway, while I was waiting for them to give me some ender pearls, I decided to make my own chicken farm, which took longer than I expected. By the time I got the chickens, my health was low. I pretty much didn't have any food, so I had to risk going out into the night with only 3 hearts to search for food. I managed to survive and return back to base. I needed to fix the plane before I could fly it, so I made a wrench and tried to fix it. But I didn't know how. I decided to leave that aside and focus on trying to make better armor. My current armor's durability was running low and wasn't very effective against guns, so I decided to set out to make some lupine armor. This required a lot of iron and wool, so I went on a bit of a journey to find those 2 resources. Oh, would you look at that, I found another bomb. I found a village with their own smeltery,
This looks
and I knew I needed this to make iron tough rods, so I decided to take it. And also found another bomb. Seriously, why are there so many bombs around here? And why is there even here in the first place? I returned back to base with plenty of wool, but little iron. Day 5 was the day when I learned how to fix a plane. Oh, there we go. I needed to hold it. After I fully repaired the plane, I needed fuel, but for that I needed blaze rods. So I decided to build a nether portal. I didn't go in as I wasn't very prepared. Okay, so during the days between 4 and 5, I learned something interesting. There were 3 people that I messaged about the deal with the iron tough rods. The first guy was the person who was trading me the iron tough rods for some ender pearls. And the second person who had a lot of ender pearls was going to the end and told me he'll give me some later. And the third and last guy also had some ender pearls and told me he'll give me some after he went to the end. So both the second and the third person was going to the end. And soon after, the third person told me that the first person was his teammate. And I saw the first and second person talk about the end portal in chat. That means there's a most likely chance that the second person is teamed with the first and the third person. So there's really no point in this trade. It goes full circle. At this point, I decided to make my own iron tough rods. Most of the things I needed I already had, as I already took the village smeltery from day 4. Now, if I place the, where did it go? If I place this smelter, it should light up. Yes, it does. Alright, good. Tough rod. There you go. There you go. And, yes. Then iron. Dad. I eventually made those iron tough rods. Also, one of the things I didn't know about the smeltery was that it doubles your ores. That means when you smelt something like iron ore, instead of giving you 1 ingot, it gives you 2 ingots. This becomes handy later in the future. And I finally made that knapsack. So I put it like that. Now what? And there we go. Yay! Day 6 was strange. And also quite upsetting. I went out to do some mining when I suddenly found a giant pit that someone dug out. They mined the stone and other things, but they left the ores behind. Well, I think it'll be fine to just check it out. And maybe take a few ores. Never mind. After getting back and reaching bedrock, I noticed there was also a giant tunnel. I mined really just the iron and coal, and some other ores that I didn't have. Because first of all, it'll take forever to just mine all the ores here. And second of all, I think it's just a bit too unfair if I just mined everything and left. But then suddenly, while I was getting out of the pit, my screen started to go weird. I started to get the nausea effect and slowness. Black bars appeared around my hearts. My screen started to turn yellow. And then I started fading in and out. Eventually I died. But when I respawned, the effects were still going. And the weird thing is, there was no indication that I died in chat. The effects eventually went away, but there were still black bars around my hearts for some reason. I tried going back and getting my stuff, but then I suddenly got the effects again. I respawned back to spawn and tried going back again, but when I carefully looked inside a hole where I died, there was no gravestone. My stuff was gone. For some reason, when I get near the pit, I start having the effects, so I left. I felt pretty down and quite upset. Yeah, I don't know what, but I'm just gonna stay away from that until I figure. I don't know what's going on, but my items are gone. Just everything. It's like my vector, my sword, my armor, just gone. You know, if anyone knows what this is, please comment down below. I have no idea what's going on. No. But I still wanted to get something done, so I decided to make my own mining pit. Day 7 was the last day. I was still pretty upset about what happened at day 6, but I didn't want to end things like this. So I decided to try to craft some lupine armor, which still I need iron, so back into the mining pit we go. While mining, I found a bit of an underground ravine, and pretty much got destroyed by a witch, but I managed to get some iron, so I decided to go back up and attempt to make this lupine armor. Wait, am I even saying that right? Is it like lupine or lupine? Let me know if I'm saying that right, but for now I'm just gonna call it lupine. This is when the smelter really came in handy. With it doubling my ores, I easily had enough iron to make lupine armor. Without it, I probably wouldn't have enough. I even had enough to get my vector back. And with the bullets and magazines. I also got my knapsack back. And hey, I actually look like a Modern War player. I think. Anyways, that's the end of day 7. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that there wasn't much action going on in this video, but honestly it was kinda hard. I didn't see very much people, which kinda made sense, as the world border was actually pretty big, and there weren't that many people on, which, you know, that's pretty normal for a fan-made server, or really any new server, and most of the time I was just trying to figure out the mod pack. But still, it was fun. Also, thank you to the owners who made this possible. And I always wanted to play something like Creepersedge and Modern War. And also thank you to the people I talked to. It was nice to meet you guys. And hopefully I can hang out with you guys again. I would actually love to. Unfortunately, under certain reasons, the server closed down on January 24th. But the owners gave us a link to another Modern War server. So if you guys want to see more Modern War videos, then let me know. But anyway, this video took a while to make. And if you guys enjoyed this video, give this video a like. And maybe consider subscribing. But anyway guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.